Girl, I gotta get my eyes checked. I'm like a solid 3.5 feet away from my camera, and all I can see in the viewfinder is shapes. I know I'm wearing a white dress and I know my hair is black. Speaking of, I got a haircut recently. Earlier today. I got a haircut earlier today, and I have a mirror over here. I don't know if it suits me. I think my hair is too short now. I couldn't really argue with the stylist about how the hairstyle, about the hair, about how the haircut was turning out. She's a kind of, I love her and I cherish her, but she doesn't take criticism well. And I've been going to this hairstylist kind of on and off for actually like my whole life. She knows me very well. She's a close personal friend. I'm the hairstylist. I was cutting my own hair. I did it to myself. Basically, I'm in like a constant battle with my own split ends. It's full-scale war at this point. I'm fighting dirty. And by that I mean I'm not cleaning my hair cutting scissors. So if my hair looks bad and you feel the need to talk to somebody about it, open any jar in your kitchen and shout it into the jar. Then close it real tight, put it back. And I'll know. I'll feel it. Just don't tell me directly or I will delete my channel. So I'm on the floor of my salon to discuss perfume with you. Fragrance, aromas, smells, scents. Oh, it looks bad. That looks bad! But hey girl, I'm not feeling any split ends. I got rid of them. They're there because I dyed my hair a color like a year ago, and the growth is now like down to here. And so like these were once my roots. You know, sunrise, sunset, change is so beautiful. We're all constantly changing. We're all constantly getting closer to the people we were meant to be, or further away from the people we were meant to be. Isn't that so scary how every second that goes by, you're actually hurtling towards the next great tragedy of your life? No one gets out of life alive, girl. I've been doing nothing for the past 24 hours but playing Animal Crossing and watching Five Nights at Freddy's analog horror videos. And the lesson I always try to put forth in my videos is that women do contain multitudes. And multi-toots. Girls be farting. Not me though, because I'm a lady. I haven't done a fragrance video in a while, and I've acquired some new things. And anytime I post a TikTok that features one of my perfumes that I haven't talked about in a perfume collection video, I get comments from people that are like, Nisa, girl, I love you so much, but you are a f***ing liar! Where was that in the perfume collection video from 2 years ago? Girl, it was in the store. I hadn't bought it yet. I'm sorry. I have my laptop here so I can look up notes for the perfumes as I'm going, so we're not in the dark about what stuff actually smells like. What was I watching?
What? No! Don't leave me here!
I'm gonna try my best not to retread over old territory. So it's highly likely that there'll be some fragrances I won't be talking about in this video because I've already gone over them in a previous fragrance collection video. So I guess you'll just have to watch all of them. All right, I'm gonna talk about 4 body splashes, and the reason I own all of these is the same. It's because of nostalgia. Bath & Body Works Sun Ripened Raspberry, Bath & Body Works Vanilla Bean Noel, Bath & Body Works Brown Sugar and Fig, and of course, Body Fantasies Fresh White Musk. Actually, let me just... Girl, that smells like 2003. I love it. I bought this at a Target or a CVS or some drugstore like a year ago. I used to have a white musk body splash type beat perfume when I was a wee child in the early 2000s. And when I smell it, it reminds me of being in my pink walled bedroom and my green carpet and all of my toys. It's so beautiful thinking about the past. I wear it whenever I am hanging out with people in a very casual way. I will usually douse whatever gross outfit I'm wearing to D&D on Sunday nights with my friends with this, and they haven't yet told me if it grosses them out, so if it does, it's too late because it's already been like 2 years. My character in D&D is a level 7 changeling. She's an entertainer. She plays the flute and she can shapeshift because she's a changeling. It's very fun. I love D&D. I'm very bad at it, and I'm a very sore loser too. Like if I ever roll poorly or misunderstand a rule, and my DM, who's lovely and knows every conceivable thing about D&D, will like gently correct me, I get so fucking mad. I'm like, whatever, okay. Do you guys want to see my dice? Sorry. This is a pick crew that I made of my D&D character. This is the sack I keep most of my dice in. It has a bee on it because of course it does. Jesus Christ! I just stabbed myself with my D4. This is my special D20. It's special because it's rose quartz. It's very beautiful and elegant and gorgeous and stunning. The 20 panel on my D20 has a bee with a little crown. This is my liquid core dice set. My friend got this for me for Christmas last year. They're Pisces themed, and I'm a Pisces. Can you see them? Can you see the fish? Look, fishes. Ah! My favorite is this. This is a D4. This is a D4, which I love using for a couple of reasons. One, because, if I'm rolling it, it means I'm calculating damage, and it means one of my attacks actually landed, which never happens. But also, I don't know if you can tell, girl, it is sharp as the day is long. It's a weapon. Look at this, hold on. Look at the little mark it made. It is like a serious piece of machinery. Anyway, that's my nerd stuff. Let's get back to the other nerd stuff. Something that YouTubers won't talk about is that watching yourself move around on camera, like between, dialogue while you're editing, is a deeply humbling and humiliating experience. Vanilla Bean Noel was my signature scent in high school when I was a sophomore. It kind of smells like if they made a flavor of Sprite with infused vanilla, like vanilla Coke. Smelling it always makes me think of being in chemistry class. I got a D in chemistry my second term of the school year, and I went to my teacher afterwards and I begged her. I pleaded with her to give me any sort of opportunity to do better. And she said, "You just don't know the material." And I was like, "Miss last name, you don't know how hard my life is. Not only am I doing poorly in this chemistry class, you've sat me next to my crush." She did, that's true. And one day when I was wearing this perfume, he said, he was sort of like smelling the air, and he was like, "What smells like Oreos?" And I was like, "Oh, that's me. That's just my fragrance." So there was that struggle that I was going through. None of my Tumblr posts were breaking 50 notes. My PacSun skinny jeans would get saggy in the ass throughout the day because I had nothing to fill them out with. Life as a sophomore in 2010 was very difficult, and Ms. Last Name, my chemistry teacher, was not making it any easier. But Vanilla Bean Noel was there for me when nobody else was. To this day, I don't know how they get it so green, but it doesn't stain your clothes. Life is full of so many mysteries. Sunripe and Raspberry and Brown Sugar and Fig are both body splashes that I bought during a retired scent sale from Bath & Body Works in 2016, because when I was 10 years old, during the first Christmas following the passing away of my father, my mother gave me a trio of hand creams. The old Bath & Body Works hand creams, back when you could still put microbeads in things, before the liberal Congress outlawed them. Those hand creams meant everything to me. They made me feel like a mature, grown woman. I carried at least one of them in my backpack every single day. I would rotate them out throughout the week. Oh God, 2005. They just make my heart sing, smelling them. I don't even wear them that often because I want to have them for the rest of my life. Let's get into the real stuff. Glossier Au original formula. I say that because I'm pretty sure Glossier is run by like an evil wizard. Not run, maybe commanded by. Like the team at Glossier has an evil wizard that oversees them. And when business is going well, the wizard rubs its hands together like Birdman and says,
I'm getting my wizard hands in your product vat, and I'm making you change the formula, and I won't tell you what I changed. And you'll have to tell all the girls who buy your products that for whatever reason, Glossier Au is just gonna smell different now and it costs the same. This one is from years ago, girl, it is the same. I don't know for sure if the formula of Glossier Au is different, but I have heard tell that it is, which is a real shame because it's one of my favorite perfumes. I bring it with me when I travel a lot because the bottle is so small and it's also so cute. I like just, when I first get somewhere, I take it out and I just, I put it on top of my desk or bureau and I look at it and it makes me feel like an intrepid, well-traveled, jet-setting millennial hottie. Fragrantica describes Glossier Au as a floral, woody musk fragrance for women and men. I would agree. There's a almost smokiness to you, and it kind of surprises me that it doesn't have like any sort of tobacco notes in it, but I imagine that's sort of the heavy lifting of the amber and the wood and the earthiness. There's another perfume in my collection that reminds me a little bit of Glossier Au, but in a more creamy sort of sugared way. We'll get to that later. It's one of my favorites. I love Glossier Au. Gucci! This one I know is a floral because it says Natare di Fiori right on the front. In Italian, a language I almost speak. I'm gonna lose all of it though. I'm learning French again. Boo, I know, I'm sorry. If I'm gonna have to keep visiting my best friend in Paris, I'm going to eventually need to be able to communicate with French people. French people are so scary. French people freak me out, dude. They're so fast with how they talk. And if they say something to you and you don't like immediately get it, it's, oh, you don't speak French? Okay. And then there's no coming back for it. You try to like salvage a little bit of your dignity by like thanking them, but like, merci. They don't give up. They don't care. It's over. You mean you're dirt to them. Anyway, Gucci Bloom. I didn't buy this. This was my roommate's and she left it behind and now it's mine. I could bring it to her in Paris, but I won't because I like it. Animalic. Oh. Like it smells like kibble and stuff. Damn, that's crazy. Fancy feast. Next up, we have Sunflowers by Elizabeth Arden. This one is one of my special little nostalgic scents. Sunflowers is a floral, fruity fragrance. And to me, it smells like, I don't know, like literally being in a field of flowers. Like in the flowers. Like maybe you were running in a field of flowers and you tripped over your shoelaces and you've fallen into the, like it's so floral and so fruity and sweet and fruity and floral and sweet and floral and fruity that it's actually kind of annoying. Like sometimes when I wear it, I'm like mad at myself for wearing it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just heavy. It's a lot of smell. It's a little powdery, but it's not like super powdery, you know? Anyway, the story behind this is when I was 14, I took art classes at Mass College of Art in Boston on Saturday mornings. At the end of the semester of these courses, we had an exhibition, we had an art show. My grandmother, who at the time was alive, bought me a bottle of Elizabeth Arden Sunflower. And when I smell it, I can like picture the first thing I saw after smelling it for the first time, which is wild. Scent memory is so deeply fascinating to me. I can see looking out of the window in the back seat of my mother's car, and there's like a deep, like winter blue sky with no clouds, blinding sun, and it's even brighter because there's snow on the ground because it's December. And I'm smelling Elizabeth Arden Sunflowers, and those two things are at complete odds with each other. But I think that makes the memory stronger. So these are my nest fragrances. This is 3 of them. I have one more that isn't necessarily a floral scent, so that's why we'll talk about it later. I've definitely talked about all 3 of these before because I've had these for years and years. So I guess I should probably skip them, right? What's the etiquette here? Is it rude of me to force you guys to watch a completely different video? Probably. So we'll do a truncated version. It just won't riff as much. I won't spend as much time talking about these. Okay, you know what? I'm working
cooking right now. First up, we have Dahlia and Vines. According to Fragrantica, the top note of Dahlia and Vines is rose, which is crazy because it doesn't smell like roses at all. It's a fruity floral. It's really fruity. It smells like so fruity sweet that I actually don't like wearing it all that often because it's kind of overwhelming. I wear it, I don't know, if I ever want to feel really like chipper and upbeat. This is like a very energetic fragrance, I feel. I've had this for a while, like at least since 2017 maybe. It makes me think of my old apartment, of my depression cavern. I was not doing well when I lived there. Hello? Emily Weiss, CEO of Glossier.
You're damn straight.
Being 23 is not something I would wish on my worst enemy. Wisteria Blue has the distinction of being my personal favorite floral perfume in the history of time. Also, the bottle has a little dragonfly on it, and he's my friend. This smells like lilacs and hydrangeas. This smells like flowers that have been raised by sunlight. Fragrantica describes Wisteria Blue as having aquatic vibes to it, fresh vibes. And I would agree with that. And I think that's why this isn't like a headachy sweet perfume. It's like a refreshing floral. It's wonderful. I love it. Finally, we have Wild Poppy. This is also really fruity sweet in a way that, I definitely don't need to have both of these, you know? Dahlia and Vines has almost a little bit more of a candy sweetness to it, and Wild Poppy is like a ripe fruit sweet to it. This is a special little rose perfume that my roommate bought me when she was in Bulgaria, which is a country that is known for its beautiful roses. She's like the best thing that's ever happened to me. Aside from my mother and myself, my best friend is the person who knows me more than anyone else. If she ever died, that would be like so whack of her. Sometimes I'll just like look at myself in the mirror when I'm just like going about my duties in my apartment, and I'll think like, your relationships with the other women in your life are like the crown jewel of your existence. The relationships I've been able to cultivate with my mother and my best friend, and to an extent myself, are like the three sort of support beams of my psyche, I would say. It's a really like fresh rose. It's not very sweet. It feels like you're in a rose garden, like cutting roses. There's a greenness to it. It doesn't last very long, which is unfortunate, but I like wearing it in the summer at nighttime because it doesn't feel, you know how sometimes your perfume starts to feel like kind of sticky on your body as you sweat? This just like keeps smelling like fresh and clean, and I really like that. Our last two perfumes for this round are both from the same brand, Panier de Son, which is one of my favorite perfume brands. I'm gonna breeze through talking about this rose perfume from them that I have because I've talked about it before. This is Regenerating Rose from Panier de Son. It is the best and most long-lasting rose fragrance I personally have ever encountered. It sits at this like perfect middle point where it's sweet rose, but in like a sort of refined Turkish delight type of way. It's not like in a grossly sweet, lush rose jam kind of way. I hate lush rose jam. I hate it. I hate that perfume. This I love though. Let me just. This makes me feel like a princess. However, this is my enemy. Orange flower. Orange blossom. Absolute. I don't really know what I was expecting with this one. Actually, I kind of do. I was expecting it to smell like oranges because I'm stupid. Golly. This is so floral, it smells like a histamine attack. It's sort of like Elizabeth Arden's Sunflowers in this way. It smells like too much flowers. It smells like being in a sun-baked meadow on a hot day in like early May, so it's still spring, everything's still blooming, and there's tons of pollen in the air. Hold on, let me really set the scene for myself. And you're sneezing and your eyes are watering, your throat is itchy in that way where you try to like alleviate it by rubbing the top of your, like the roof of your mouth with your tongue, just like you're sniffling and your friends are like way up ahead of you and you know that you don't have any tissues left because you only put like 4 tissues in those little tissue travel packs, and so you got to do that gross thing where like you take And like you've done, if you have like allergy problems, you've done this. You don't have to lie to me and pretend like you're better than me because you're not. You take like a used tissue out of your bag and it's still wet. Because when your nose is running in the middle of an allergy attack, it's not like running in a gross way. It's just like clear fluid. It's not like snot or boogers or mucus or anything like that. It's just like water that happens to be coming out of your nose. It might be a little thick. It's like saline solution functionally. And it's like just damp with it. You gotta like, it's like cold from being in your bag. You gotta like, cause what are you gonna do? Just like the whole time? No, that's even worse. Cause it feels like it's going up into your brain. Absolute orange blossom. I definitely lie to myself about this one. I'll put it on sometimes. I will say that like a single spritz dissipated over an entire outfit is a relatively pleasant, faint flower smell. Any more than that though, and I'm gonna have to do laundry immediately. I'm a big like sprayer of perfume into my clothes. I'm constantly committing chemical warfare on everyone around me. Yeah, I might have to pass that along to someone in my life who likes flowers more than I do. It's kind of unpleasant, and now it's kind of unpleasant in this room. I'm gonna take a break and maybe eat some crackers. I've set aside what I'm calling my quirky perfumes, which run the gamut of perfumes that I think smell a little bit weird, that I still like, and perfumes that I just don't like and still have. The Orange Blossom perfume inspired me to give a little bit of attention to the less popular members of my collection. Starting with this one. This is Quartier La Panthère. This is the Eau de Toilette, so it's the less intense version. I didn't buy this because I wanted this perfume. I bought it because like fashion writer, like an internet fashion writer who I really like, posted on Twitter one day that they were, like 6 years ago, that they were selling things on their Depop. So I went to their Depop and this was the only thing that was still available, so I bought it. It has that sort of like classic perfume department in a Macy's smell, where it kind of smells like every perfume fused together in some giant perfume monster. It's very much like that scene in SpongeBob where they have to escape the Flying Dutchman ship via the perfume department and they get sprayed in their faces a whole bunch of times. It's great fun. I kind of only wear it at night because it's so strong and like perfumey. I don't really want to be around people during the day with it on. I really ought to just give it to somebody else. I wonder if that's why the writer in question was selling it, because it's just an abrasive fragrance. Allegedly, the top accord here is white floral. I don't really know the science behind perfume accords, but this don't smell like no type of flower I've ever smelled in my life, okay? Green, citrus, musky. Yeah, maybe Elon Musky. I don't like it, girl. I don't. It's just not one of my favorites. I ate one of these off camera, so now I'm full of energy. Next up, we have Casablanca from Swiss Arabian. This I bought because of TikTok. Arabian perfumes have been having a big moment among the fragrance girls on TikTok for like over a year at this point, and we'll see many of them later on when we talk about oils. This one is like cuckoo bananas sweet. This smells like a pear tart that has been brought to life by a witch and is currently looming over you, strangling you to death. And you're looking into its pear tart eyes and it's looking back at you, and little drips of like sugared pear juice are like falling into your like, into your open mouth and eyes and nose. Like that's what the experience of smelling this perfume is like. It's actually kind of nice in the winter time. I wear it around Christmas because it's so sweet. It's not actually like a headache inducing sweetness though, which I really like. Like it's intense, but it's intense in an approachable way. I'm not spraying it. It is not the time of year for me to have this in the air. I need to be able to smell this while also listening to All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah the Carey. I can't I can't play fast and loose with this one. This is dusty because I haven't touched it since it became spring. It's all fruit and sugar. This perfume smells like what I imagine the experience of being an olfactory nerve inside the nose of like an upscale pastry chef smells like. That's Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. In a completely different direction, we have my only perfume by the popular fragrance brand, The Seven Virtues. The one I have is grapefruit and lime. That's a really adorable label that I find really cute. And on the inside of the bottle, they elucidate on the notes, which I really appreciate as well. They're kind of hard to read now because the liquid line is like right on the actual note section. Sweetie, grapefruit, lime, and basil essential oils. Yeah, this smells like an upscale salad. Oh, it's so fresh. The basil is really strong. There's like no sweetness to that grapefruit at all. It's all tart and bitter, but in like a perfumey way. It's not like gross bitter, it's like not sweet bitter. I wear this in the summer a lot. It's kind of a weird smell for wintertime in my opinion. I like to wear this on my skin. It's a little masculine because there's no sweetness to it whatsoever. I love this one. It's like easily the most unique fragrance that I own. It's why it's in the Quirky set. I probably don't want more like it, but like it's nice to have one. Next. This one isn't actually mine. It's my roommate's and she left it here. It is Commodity Wool. When you spray this, it turns you into a sheep. Just kidding, you guys. It doesn't actually do that. This one's weird because it kind of smells to me like a distant memory that I can't place. It smells like an absence of something. Perhaps a father figure. Like if I were ever in a Brooks Brothers perhaps, and I was standing amongst the sweaters, like maybe hiding in like a rack of sweaters from mall security or something, I imagine that this smell might be in the air. It smells like a man in an Irish Aran wool sweater carrying a big block of freshly chopped wood to burn for you, just like his heart does for you. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. Next! Oh, this, for the love of God. This is Vacation by Vacation. Vacation is that brand that you've probably seen advertised on Instagram where their whole brand aesthetic is very like late 70s, 80s resort brochure. It's very sexy. They have a phenomenally cohesive brand aesthetic that I sometimes I go on their website just to look at it. Oh snap, is this broken? No. Is it? No, it's not broken. It's not broken, everybody. Don't worry. Vacation's perfume smells exactly like their flagship sunscreen, which has a very like thick, beachy, coconut, sweet sunscreen sand type smell. It's like if you took a more refined sort of sand, salt, sandalwood, beachy smell, like for example, Beach Walk from Margiela's Replica line, and like gave it human growth hormone. That would result in this perfume. This stuff is nuts. This is one of those single sprayers like the Orange Blossom. I don't dislike it. I love the smell of sunscreen a lot. I've wanted Replica Beach Walk for that exact reason for like 10 years and I just refuse to buy it because a bottle of it is $160 and I just won't do it. I'll buy all this other stuff, but I won't buy that. That's Meatloaf if you were a fragrance influencer. I don't wear this that often because it kind of hurts my head. It's like so strong, but I do really like it. This tiny bottle was $60, so I damn well hope I like it. I actually think I would like this better as a room spray than a perfume. I should just start spraying it in my rooms. I have rooms, and I have this spray, and no one can stop me because I already bought it. Next! Oh yeah. I've talked about these before in my previous fragrance video. These are my two designer imposter perfumes. The line that these are from, it makes perfect sense. You can get it at CVS. I have these two. This one is a dupe of YSL's Opium. And I don't know how accurate it is because I've never owned YSL's Opium. This makes me smell like a grandmother in a way similar to Elizabeth Arden Red Door, but like A grandmother with secrets. Is very much a grandmother scent, but it's a grandmother who has murdered someone. This is the type of grandmother who enters a room about 2 minutes after her perfume does. It makes me wish I could have biological children because I would love to be that kind of grandmother. Opium, the actual perfume, so I imagine there are differences here, is described as having its main accords be amber, warm, spicy, woody. And yeah, warm, spicy for sure. I think this perfume actually heats up while you're wearing it. Like, this is kind of gross of me. I wear this a lot on days where I haven't showered in the morning because it's such a strong scent that it'll cover up anything. It takes me like 4 days to actually start smelling bad without showering, but I still shower every day just in case. Yeah, this is a grandmother who's wearing like 8 necklaces at the same time, arms full of bangles. She's got like a glimmer in her eye that you've never been able to explain. And she doesn't die, she just vanishes. Opium. This one, however, this is an impression of J-Lo Glow, baby, which was my signature scent when I was 13. Oh God, ew. I never wear this. It's a nostalgic scent for me. I only have it so I can smell it and travel through time. When I was a young teenager, I first got into making videos because my mom gave me a MacBook for Christmas in 2007. This scent always reminds me of those first few videos I made. In everything you're seeing on screen right now, just imagine that the room that I'm in, whatever room it is, smells like a choking cloud of J-Lo Glow perfume, because it probably did. I'm really grateful for that time in my life, and I'm also really grateful in a sense for being too afraid to put any of those videos online. I mean, who knows how rich I would have been if I started my web presence like a decade and a half before I actually did. I think I needed to sort of develop my creative voice on film privately before I brought it forth to all of you. This is a perfume that I bought earlier this year. It's from the brand Arabian Oud, and the perfume in question is Chalky Blue. As I mentioned thousands of times, my best friend, the other half of my soul, lives in Paris, which is a city that is gorgeous and lovely. I'm not one of those people who like goes to Paris and I'm like, this place is overrated. It doesn't even look like a postcard. There's actual people here and there's garbage and they're peeing in the streets. Like, yeah, they are, but like people pee in the streets everywhere. It's a city, you know what I mean? Like, I live in Boston. There's pee here too. Quite a bit of it, actually. Have you ever been to Park Street? Like, pee is not that big of a deal, you know? Just don't sit on the ground. I went twice earlier this year. I went once in February and once in April. And when I was there in February, my friend said to me, hey, there are 2 Arabian fragrance stores on the Champs-Elysees that I think we should check out because she and I are both big fragrance girls. So we went out there, we looked at the Arc de Triomphe, it was square, and then we went to these stores. And at the second of the 2 stores, the guy behind the counter spoke perfect English, which meant he had us in his grasp. Basically, I got sort of like car salesman into buying a perfume, and Chalky Blue was the least expensive perfume. It has sort of that like powdery sweetness that a lot of oud fragrances have, but it's not just that. This gentle scent has a powdery base with citric scent character. Ideal for most occasions, this inviting scent works well at making friendly introductions. Oh, that's sweet. Hello. That's a real serious powdery base. Like, they're not kidding. It's a very powdery base. Did I maybe not need to buy it? Absolutely. But what was I gonna do? Walk out of the store without buying something? You know, it's like a memory. It's a nice memory, you guys. Like not everything is about money. Okay, some things are about not money. Yeah, once you actually have it on your skin, the powderiness is not really an issue. The fruitiness comes through. It's a springtime scent for me. I haven't worn it in a while because it's summer now, so it's too hot to wear perfume. All I do is just sit and cry because I don't have an air conditioner. Be honest with me. Is my outfit like giving cute, or do I look like a human sacrifice? They're gonna find me in a bog in 1,000 years with my skull busted in. Guys, let's get slippery. These are my perfume oils from the brand Al Rahab. I keep them on this beautiful dish from my grandmother.
because they look so cute all spread out. Do have quite a lot of these, and I only wear like 5 with any regularity. We're gonna start with my least favorite first. This is my least favorite. This is Den Al Oud, and it is a very strong scent. This smells like being inside of a wine bottle cork. It like hits the back of my throat the same way that like a cigarette does. Anyway, don't worry about that. Don't worry about my delinquency. It happened in Europe. It's not real. This is lovely. It has this beautiful like seafoam green label. It smells like fancy soap, but not in like a gross way. It just smells like sweet and fresh. I've carried this in my purse a lot, which is why the label has rubbed off a little bit, but I bring it with me places because it's really light and it's nice for daytime. It makes me smell really nice and clean and pretty. Similarly, this one is all the same things as the last one, but it's even more beat up because I've carried it in more purses for longer. It's leaking a little bit. That's how excited it is to meet you. This is Distance. It has a cute little pink and purple label, which is great because I'm a girl. This one smells like fancy shampoo. This reminds me of something that my mom used to use when I took baths as a child. I don't know if it reminds me of a shampoo I used to have as a kid, or some sort of like L'Oreal type nonsense, or even a toy or whatever. But it reminds me of like nighttime bath time as a child in our old house. It's kind of a nostalgic scent, but I don't keep it around just for that. I do actually wear it. It smells like expensive bath salts. This is Dalal, which is a sugary pear scent. It's a little bit like Casablanca from Swiss Arabian, but even more intense, actually. Golly, that one's powerful. This one I don't touch until it's wintertime. I'm going to a holiday party and I want to smell like a fruitcake. This one's nice and simple. It's white musk. It's not quite as like sugary as the other white musk scents I have. It's nice and fresh and light. I mix it with a lot of the other oils sometimes with like they're too sweet. It sort of cuts the sweetness down. Actually, one that I pair that with is this very next one, Fruit, which is very appropriately named. This one smells like a can of like spiced peaches. Oh, it is so pleasant. It is a beautiful smell. Oh, it's very like heady and sweet. It's gorgeous. It's great for autumn. I like it a lot for autumn. It smells like a bowl of fruity pulpery. This one is Nebras. This one I bought as a trio with Den Al Oud and a third floral that we'll see in a second. And I bought these off of Amazon a couple of years ago. So I didn't buy these ones by themselves on the website. So I didn't know what they smelled like before I bought them. This is like a classic super powdery fragrance. This is a classic super powdery floral. It's kind of unpleasant actually. In very, very, very small amounts, it's kind of nice. But it does lean a little grandmotherly in a way that I don't like. This one with its beautiful royal blue label is Arusa. And is this one of our little grandmother ones? Sort of. You know what? This one smells exactly like Proclaim Activator Gel in a way that's scary accurate. And I don't really know what else to say about it. I don't know how that's possible, but it's possible. This is the other floral that was in a trio with Den Al Oud and Nebras. It's called White Full, and I think it's, if I remember correctly, kind of a gardenia forward scent. Yep! Floral in the same way that we've talked about before, where it's like being in the middle of an allergy attack in a meadow. But it's actually more pleasant than the other ones. And because it's an oil, it's like really concentrated and you can really focus where you want it to be. It's not a spray that goes everywhere, which is both a blessing and a curse. This is one of my favorites. This one's called Classic, and it kind of smells like coffee a little bit. It's not like a coffee smell, but it's got like a little bit of like a caffeinated edge to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's real grown and sexy smelling. I brought this to Paris with me when I was there in April, and it was the only fragrance that I brought. This one has my favorite label of the bunch. It's called Nadine. I don't even know how to describe that. It's a sweet floral. A lot of these are floral, naturally. But there's something else there. It's like a jamminess to it. Kind of smells like a woman's purse. Oh, that's fun. I should wear this more. My mom had a I thought the ottoman was still there. My mom had a friend when I was a kid who smelled exactly like this. And she wore real thick eyeliner and mascara and had like a short cropped haircut. I loved her. She was so cool. She had like a deep raspy voice. This one is Luzon for women. If you don't identify as a woman, if you try to put this on, it'll burn your skin. Ooh. This smells a lot like Lovely. They're very similar. I think they actually kind of smell exactly alike. But just, yeah, like upscale bath products, you know? Like if you're the type of person who only uses skincare by like La Mer, for example, this is what I imagine your bathroom smells like. I've left the two most famous for last. These are ones that if you know anything about Arabian perfume oils, you've probably seen people on TikTok talking about these. These are Choco Musk on the right and Soft on the left. Soft was the first of these oils that I ever saw someone talk about. And the reason I bought it was because people talked about it like this. They were like, oh, it smells like a lemon tart. It's very like foody, sort of baked goody. And it reminded me, that description, of one of my favorite perfumes ever, which is Choco Lovers by Aquilina, which I've never actually like owned a bottle of. I had a little sample of it that I was given at a Sephora in like 2009. Every so often I'll go on eBay and I'll try to buy a bottle of it and I always lose. And Soft does smell quite a bit like it. It does smell like a tray of lemon bars with a lot of vanilla extract in them at a bakery. It does kind of give me a headache if I wear it though, so I have to be like super gentle with it. Actually, I kind of wish I had the spray and not the oil. This is not a scent that I need hyper concentrated. However, and this is our segue into the last segment of the video, girl, the Choco Musk oil and the Choco Musk liquid, I will fist fight anybody who tries to take them from me. Oh my God, I love them so much. You can tell I've had this for like maybe a year and I have all of these fragrances. That's a decent amount of usage. Yeah, dude. This smells like chocolate and it smells like Lucky Charms marshmallows. But also, I have found, I don't know if this is true, there's a little bit of a smoky note to Choco Musk, at least in the spray. The oil is kind of sweet all the way through. The spray, if I put on enough of it, it kind of smells like I smoked a cigarette inside of a box of cereal, which sounds gross, but it's actually, in my opinion, very sexy. Yes! Oh my God, I love this. Makes me smell like I am made of chocolate. I put both of these everywhere. When I decide I want to wear them, they go on my whole body. I don't care. We're going into my absolute favorites now. Choco Musk was the first one, and then these are the rest. This is green tea from Elizabeth Arden. I bought this because I saw a TikTok about it last summer. Oh, it's this like fresh kind of like lemony scent. It smells like being in a ritzy hotel lobby in like, I don't know, 1999. There's a very distinct pre-9/11 aspect to the scent that I can't explain to you, and I can't even attempt to do it. All I know is that when I wear this, I douse myself in it. I have 2 bottles of this. I have this small one and a bigger one that I don't touch until I need it, because this is, it's just so calming to me. This is the perfume I talked about earlier that has a beautiful creamy tobacco note to it. This is Elizabeth & James Nirvana Amethyst. I don't know if you can tell, but like, I'm running very low on her. We're like down to here. Every time I spray it, it feels like getting stabbed because when it's gone, I can't get it back. Sunkissed Hibiscus is my last Ness fragrance. It's a coconut forward smell. And it's really sweet and sexy and summery. I just feel like a beautiful goddess whenever I wear it, to be quite honest with you. If I could pick a smell for my body to just emit naturally, it would probably be the smell of this perfume. It's a stunner. Oh my God. Okay, probably my most worn perfume is Viva Juicy from Juicy Couture. This is my second bottle of it because my first one is running really, really low, so I sized up for this one. If you've never tried Viva Juicy because it's a Juicy Couture fragrance and you're like, what is this, 2007? For some people, maybe it is. It's just in my face. Oh, it's just delightful. It's my favorite. It's got this big, stupid bow on it. It makes me feel like such a girly girl whenever I put it on. It actually has kind of unseated Glossier Au as my favorite perfume to travel with. Look at it, it's just always ready to go. It's always dressed for the occasion. This is a teeny tiny Guerlain perfume that my roommate bought me in Paris, and she brought it back for me. And the reason it's so special is because I don't know if you can tell. You might not be able to see it. There's a little bee on top. And it's this like very unique, sort of like floral but honey type scent that I thought was so beautiful that a couple weeks ago when I was in New York City, I was doing some fragrance shopping and I wandered into a store you might be familiar with called Dipti. And I asked, hey, do you have any floral scents that kind of smell like honey? And the sales associate there, who was a delightful man named Chris, guided me towards this. Oh, Moetti. And he absolutely, pardon my French, freaking nailed it. This smells delicious. It's my first Diptyque purchase, and I did something really stupid with the bag that I'll show you in a second, but like, it's like a sweet honey scent. There's a little bit of like a pepperiness to it, but it's not like heavy syrupy honey. It's like really fresh, weirdly enough. And also it's Diptyque, so the bottle itself is like beautiful, gorgeous, stunning. I love it. And he like he was like showing me all these scents, and it's like he wanted me to buy something, but he was doing his job. Like he was, I don't know if they get commission at Diptyque, but he earned it, whatever it was. Yeah, that might be a problem for me now. I might be a Diptyque perfume person at this point in my life. You know, what else is there to do at 30? You know what I mean? Other than spend all my money on expensive perfume. I don't need to buy any more perfume, ever, in my life. But I do wear perfume every day, so I do use these things. Let me get the thing I did with the, I just gotta show you the thing I did with the bag, and then I'll let you go on with your day. Okay, give me 1 second. I made a little card. I took the front and back of the bag, and I glued them onto a piece of cardboard, and I made a little like, I just made a little thing to hold on to. Is that stupid? A little bit, but that's me, girl. So what are you gonna do about it? Nothing, you can't. No one can. I'm a free entity. So that's my updated perfume collection. I skipped over a lot of stuff that I've already discussed. Not a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, just a decent amount of stuff. So, you know, I do recommend you watch my other fragrance collection videos and you see the evolution of my collection and how my tastes have changed and also stayed the same over the past couple of years. I'll link them in the description to make it easier for you. One of them is from so long ago that I would say it's from before I was funny. So, good luck. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to use code NISIPISA for 10% off at checkout on your Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to use code NISIPISA for 10% off at checkout at your local, wherever oil is sold. It doesn't have to be perfume oil either. It works on any oil. Bye!